What's good? It's Woog. Pusha T just released It's Almost Dry. That's his fourth full-length album. And Pusha T, pretty much your favorite Coke rapper's favorite Coke rapper, has been just showing a level of consistency that has made him one of the fan favorites, kind of a people's champion, both lyrically and conceptually in the kind of cliche subject matter of cocaine selling. And he has kind of emerged to be one of these fan favorites without having, a ton of commercial success when it comes to like the singles from his albums. He's not like somebody who's got banger after banger that's, charting like in the top 10, top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100. That's not really his style. He is more so a rap technician who also has had over the years some of the best backing you could get in the rap game in terms of musicality. So when he came into the game like in 2001, 2002 as one half of the Clipse. It was him and his brother Malice. And quite frankly, I know Pusha T's been the one to emerge as the rapper with the great solo career. Malice then changed his name to No Malice, got deep into religion, and basically just got out of the rap game almost entirely. But when the Clipse came into the game with that song Grinding, from ghetto to ghetto, backyard to yard, that was the beat that sounded like a slamming car door. Just a very nuanced beat, and that was produced by the Neptunes, and the Clipse came into the game with the Neptunes cosign and kind of under the Neptunes wing in a way, because the Neptunes, Pharrell and Chad Hugo, had just kind of emerged as super producers over the past couple years with songs like Shake Your Ass by Mystical and Super Thug by Nori, and later on that other popular Nori song, What You Wanna Do, Nothing. And then singles like Jay-Z's Give It To Me. So the Neptunes were just popping, and then they brought in the Clipse, first with the song Grinding, and then with that debut album, Lord Willin'. So these albums were produced entirely by the Neptunes, and Lord Willin', and then followed by Hell Hath No Fury, that's 2002 and 2006, were pretty much two of the most renowned and critically acclaimed rap albums of those respective years. Both Lord Willin' and Hell Hath No Fury. Now, when Lord Willin' dropped out, of course, you liked the track Grinding, but like the track 2 that it was called Young Boy or something. When I was a young boy. This is when Pharrell was still singing a lot of the hooks. My papa told me don't take no ish. Motherfucker, hit your kid, you better hit him back. And like the beats that would accompany these songs, they were just on some otherworldly, just next level Neptune stuff. And that was kind of like a hallmark of the Neptune sound. Just using unorthodox samples, drum rhythms. Timbaland was kind of that way. Well, not kind of that way. He was absolutely that way. But he was that way before, the Neptunes. But coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, both Timbaland and the Neptunes come from Virginia. Just a region in the U.S., with a ton of talent, from Virginia Beach to Norfolk to Newport News, just that region, DC, and then even, north of that, Baltimore and so forth. But the Clipse were kind of seen to be a group that put together very good albums. The Roots put together very good albums. Outkast, same thing. The year that the Clipse debuted with Lord Willin' in 2002, they were also featured on a Justin Timberlake single, Like I Love You. That was a major song at the time. So they started bubbling quick. It doesn't hurt to have the Pharrell Williams and Neptune's cosign, of course, right? The record label was Star Trek. But as much as I like the album Lord Willin', the song Virginia, where ain't shit to do but cook, songs like that were all very tight. But I think that the next album, Hell Hath No Fury, might have been even better. In fact, if you look at like the best rap albums or best albums of certain years types of lists, you'll probably see Hell Hath No Fury ranked above Lord Willin'. And then a couple years after Hell Hath No Fury and a few mixtapes, they were like, We Got Him For Cheap. It was like a series of mixtapes with a few installments with other, Star Trek affiliates like Ab Liva and other rappers that were about to get on, through the Neptunes, through the Clipse and so forth. But the Clipse broke up in around 2008, 2009. So they dropped one final album till the casket drops. Then Pusha T went solo, had a very good mixtape or two, and then dropped the debut album, My Name Is My Name. Now, the mixtape that he dropped before My Name Is My Name, called Fear of God, it had like a really tight song with Rick Ross. I still want to sell kilos. Go look up that song. You might not find it on Spotify because it was on a mixtape and not an album. But I think it's called I Still Wanna. I think that's the name of the song, but it is Pusha T and Rick Ross, and it's from Pusha T's Fear of God mixtape. But then when he dropped My Name Is My Name, Pharrell Williams and the Neptunes, and remember, they produced like all of the Clipse, at least the entire first and second Clipse albums, which I can't be overstated how good that Hell Hath No Fury is. Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm so obnoxious. And that's the same album with like Womp Womp, What It Do, What It Do. But I always got confused on how they sounded. Both of those brothers, the Clipse, Malice and Pusha T, always sounded very much alike to me. But if you listen closely, you could tell the difference. And in their cadences, their rap rhythms, you know what I mean? But on the Pusha T solo debut album, My Name Is My Name, Pharrell Williams only produced like 2 songs on that. And then the King Push album that came in 2015, this might be my favorite Pusha T album. I know that his subsequent album, Daytona, produced entirely by Kanye West, only 7 songs, is the one that is elevated and gets most of the love. Like, that was one of the best rap albums of the year. It was Grammy nominated for Best Rap Album of the Year that year. Again, only 7 songs. It was in that summer where Kanye produced like the Kids See Ghosts with him and Kid Cudi album, the Nas album that people didn't like so much, Tiana Taylor, and then this Pusha T album, and then the Ye album. So it was, and all of these albums had 7 songs. So it was just kind of this theme that Kanye had going. But Daytona with If You Know, You Know, and like Hard Piano with Rick Ross, Santeria, another really tight song, Infrared, which was the Drake diss that then prompted Drake to diss him back with Duppy, which then prompted Pusha T to get even nastier with his next diss towards Drake, exposing, Drake's son, and had like the artwork with the Drake and the Sambo face paint and stuff. Yeah, it got pretty bad pretty quick. But yeah, Daytona gets a lot of the love, very good album, but I think I even like King Push, the 2015 album, 3 years prior to 2018's Daytona. I think I like King Push even more. But it was interesting because this new album, It's Almost Dry, is the first album of Pusha T's whole solo discography that features a lot of Pharrell Williams, Neptunes production. Like, he produces all over half this album. Again, only 2 songs on My Name Is My Name are produced by Pharrell, and then nothing on King Push, and then nothing on Daytona is produced by Pharrell. So this was basically, this new album is Pusha T's return to working with Pharrell. King Push, by contrast, has like track 1 produced by Metro Boomin and Puff Daddy, and a few tracks produced by Timbaland. Timbaland was actually the one who was kind of tagged in for the King Push album. Then he's got like a track with Frank Dukes and Hudson Mohawk, another track with Q-Tip production. Boy Wonder produces on one of the songs and so forth. But yeah, this It's Almost Dry features mostly Pharrell, and then like 4 or 5 tracks with Kanye production as well, but mostly Pharrell, followed by Kanye, 1 song by 88 Keys. So yeah, this is kind of like a detour, or kind of like a harkening back to that Neptune's rhythmic sound. Like on the first song, Brambleton, I was wondering when I was listening to it, like, damn, these are some very interesting drums. Who produced this? Yeah, it was Pharrell. And that's one of my favorite songs on this new It's Almost Dry album. Brambleton, he makes a lot of references to his hometown and, his boy Pooh, who they used to talk about back in their first album, Shampoo, who I believe got shot, one of their friends. And so he harkens back to that event and just talks about some local stuff on Brambleton. And then the song after that, also produced by Pharrell, Let the Smokers Shine the Coupes. These tracks 1 and 2 kind of contain the hallmarks of other Pusha T albums, where they also shine on tracks 1 and 2. On Daytona, it was If You Know, You Know, and The Games We Play. very solid track 1 and 2. Even My Name Is My Name's track 1 and 2 were King Push and Numbers on the Boards. Another very good track 1 and 2. So this new album, no different in that regard. You're getting an awesome track 1 and 2. And then on track 3, it's Dreams of the Past featuring Kanye West, produced by Kanye West. Has kind of like that Kanye style sample where he samples John Lennon's Jealous Guy, like the opening verse type of melody. But it's somebody else who's actually singing it, and it sounds like a sped up vocal. But yeah, that's some John Lennon Beatles right there, but it's solo John Lennon. But I found the Kanye West verse, because he features on it, to be a little bit interesting. It sounds like they're two different vocals, almost as if he recorded the two different parts of his verse at two different times. And judging by the way that he sounds, he almost sounds like he recorded one part of the verse before he was going through all of this drama with, his divorce and so forth, and just everything happening, in his family and all of that. And then the other part after all of the turmoil, because he sounds a little bit depressed in like half of his verse. It almost sounds like they're two different Kanye voices. And then he's even talking about when the dad's not around, the family suffers, or something to that degree. But listen to his voice as he says it. It sounds very drab and almost emotionless, like lifeless by Kanye standards. But then you hear him in other parts of the song, and then you hear him on the song with Kid Cudi, Rock and Roll, which I know Kid Cudi released a statement saying this is the last time you're going to hear him with Kanye West, and he only cleared the song because he's still boys with Pusha T. But yeah, I really like this It's Almost Dry album. I really like those first 3 songs, Neck and Wrist and Diet Coke, and those being 2 of the singles from the album. Pretty much the whole thing is super tight, and it also kind of compares with other Pusha T albums in that they are short albums. This one is like 12 songs long. My Name Is My Name is his only other album with 12 songs. King Push has only 10 songs. Daytona, as I mentioned, has 7 songs. So Pusha T always has relatively short albums, ranging from like 25 minutes in the case of Daytona to like 33 minutes on King Push. This latest album is 35 minutes. I mean, you get rap albums these days that are like hour, 10 minutes, an hour long, very frequently. I like that he kind of keeps it short and sweet, kind of harkens to like the Illmatic days. But yeah, Pusha T talks a lot of coke on this album, and it's funny, like his lifestyle has obviously progressed. He's gotten pretty rich over the years. He's like the president of Kanye West's Good Music. Pusha T is now the president of that. He's made money on like restaurant chain jingles. He's been a ghostwriter for other artists. So Pusha T's always, been quietly leveling up. Recently got married, has a family. I believe his mother just passed away. It's a pretty sad life event. He was open about that in his recent interview with Charlemagne the God. I think it was his mother passing, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, a lot of life has happened, but the content in the music is still pretty cocaine centric. You know what I mean? It's almost become a walking punchline or maybe not a walking punchline, but just like an ongoing theme. When Pusha T releases an album, Twitter goes crazy with a bunch of cocaine references in memes, like listening to Pusha T's new album or new song, and then it'll show you a cocaine related meme or something. But yeah, they did that big time when Daytona dropped. I'll never forget that day. It was pretty funny. But yeah, It's Almost Dry kind of fits a lot of the same themes. He's not slipping at all in terms of the quality of his punchlines, the quality of his bars. He's always been pretty barred out, even in his days with the Clipse. And usually artists hit a point where their lines, their verses start becoming less interesting, like they're kind of phoning it in or not giving the same effort or thought, rhyme by rhyme by rhyme. I don't see any lyrical degradation in Pusha T's verses at all. And for a rapper who is not a singer, not a pop style rapper, even though he has, written on big songs and he's, featured on big songs, like on that, the Cruel Summer Good Music compilation that they had back in the day with like Lamborghini Mercy and Click and New God Flow, certain songs like that. Yeah, Pusha T was on a lot of that and writing on a lot of that, and has written a lot for Kanye West over the years, along with Sci-Hi the Prince and Big Sean and other, ghostwriters that have contributed. Rhymefest earlier in Kanye's career, and Kanye's done a lot of writing himself. I don't want to get that twisted. But yeah, It's Almost Dry, to me, is as good, believe it or not, as Daytona. I know some people are going to just hold Daytona in higher esteem, but I look at not only King Push as being as good as Daytona, but I really think It's Almost Dry. After about 3 listens to this album, I think that this is just on par, at least, with Daytona, just track over track. And again, I like that it's a short album. There's really no filler here. There are songs that are a little bit more pop friendly, but not really pop friendly. Like even pop friendly by Pusha T standards aren't the type of like trap songs that you'll hear today on the radio. I mean, maybe some of these songs or a couple of these songs might make it to radio, but it's not like Pusha T and the producers here are trying to fit in with like the most popular sound. They're not trying to sound like Lil Baby or Gunna, you know what I mean? But Pusha T, you know, he's not usually considered on that Mount Rushmore of the modern era tier where you're talking, you know, Drake and J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and so forth, and fill in the blank with whoever you want on the fourth. I saw a lot of people putting like Future on there, but there are differing opinions for different reasons. But I think that he's usually withheld from that list because he doesn't have the commercial success. Again, you look at how his singles chart, they don't chart at all. Like they don't hit the Hot 100. You know, he's had a couple songs with the Clipse that kind of did that. You know, when's the last time you heard it like this? Singles like that. But he's more a rapper's rapper, rap fan's rap fan. His cocaine style of lyricism is more in line with what you might hear from like a Benny the Butcher today or Raekwon the Chef years and years ago. It's not really built for radio. But in keeping with that theme and in that lane, he has kind of garnered a type of esteem that, you know, quite frankly, money can't buy. But yeah, let me know what you think about Pusha T's career. What do you think about this It's Almost Dry album? Again, I like this one a lot, and it fits very nicely alongside his other albums. And again, I like the fact that, you know, you've got a lot of Timbaland production on King Push. You've got Kanye West producing Daytona, and now you've got Pharrell and Kanye and 88 Keys and others on It's Almost Dry. And by the way, back with My Name Is My Name, you had like Swiss Beats doing one, you had Don Cannon doing one, you had Rico Beats, you had Hudson Mohawk, Knots, that's Nottz, look him up, deep pedigree, no ID on one. And I know he's worked with DJ Khalil, formerly of Self Scientific back in the, you know, in the underground rap early 2000s days. I remember that. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love hip hop like I do. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in.